Welcome to episode 88 of the We're Talking Drums podcast. My guest this week is Colton Zeitler. He is the live drummer for Seven Kingdoms as well as Inhuman Condition. He is such a busy lad. We got to catch up when Seven Kingdoms was on tour with Blind Guardian in North America, coming through Toronto. Is an epic show. Me and Colton have played many shows together, done many tours, including the 70,000 Tons of Metal, which was absolutely epic. We talk about everything from gear and pedal settings to the craziest things that happen to him on stage. Right before we get into this episode, I just want to say that I asked you guys on Instagram what you would ask your favorite drummers. And so I have taken upon myself to ask all upcoming guests, including Colton, those questions. All right, we got 5 questions there, and it is a rapid fire, and everything will be posted on our Patreon. So head over to patreon.com/We're Talking Drums today, and you can check that out. All right. Let's get into this episode. This episode does have a couple. There are a couple cuts. Band member had to come in and do some stuff in their bus and do some filming and stuff like that. So I apologize to that. Hopefully you can't even tell. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. Episode 88 with Colton Zeitler. We're talking drums. Colton Zeitler, welcome to the We're Talking Drums podcast for the first time.
First time.
Yeah, we did this about a year ago, and then
false start.
Yeah, and then I just didn't release it. So here we go. We're doing it again. This podcast is not officially sponsored by Monster yet.
It should be.
Hit me up, Monster. You know where it's at.
Yes.
We're gonna get her going. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Delicious.
Oh, yeah, that guava, man.
It's nice.
Yeah, Ultra Vice.
Perfect.
I love it, dude. So sick. I got to make sure that I'm in frame. Here we go, dude. You're on tour.
Yes.
We're in Toronto. You are touring with Seven Kingdoms.
Yep.
Supporting Ensiferum and Blind Guardian.
Yes.
How's the tour been, brother?
It's been awesome so far. It's been my first time playing a tour with this many consistent, just like crazy shows. Really awesome energy every show. Playing with some pretty legendary bands, like some of the big names in power metal, especially.
Well, yeah, dude. Blind Guardian,
like the biggest names.
They're considered like the fathers of power metal.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I mean, power metal is not my home genre, but like I've been into it now more, playing with Seven Kingdoms and going out with bands like that. It's like it's a pretty special opportunity to get to partake, especially since they're not here very often.
Yeah. They don't come around too much, and this is the Somewhere Far Beyond tour. I assume they're doing like the whole record.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of, special encores and adding some, some fan favorites and whatnot. So, but yeah, they're playing that whole record and then some other ones too.
Yeah, that's sick. Because I saw them do Imaginations from the Other Side, and it was fucking amazing. And that was probably like 8 years ago now,
right?
At least, yeah.
And they're very good, no matter how long they've been doing it. They're just absolutely sound incredible and very nice people as well. So
that's good. Very nice German folk.
Yes, just pretty stoic, peaceful, nice German people.
Yeah. Do they come up to you after the set and be like, "You were good, but I think you were better last night"?
No, they don't. They don't do things like that.
No,
but
they don't do the German honesty.
No, which you usually expect from the German folk, but they're just pretty nice and. You see them every now and then, and they're always cool. And they're familiar a little bit with Seven Kingdoms because Seven Kingdoms did their first tour ever with Blind Guardian in 2010.
Right. Holy shit!
So
Full
15 years
circle,
later,
man.
we're here, or they are here again with me.
With you, yeah.
Touring with them again, so they already kind of know them a little bit too. So
That's sick then. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
And we are in your cool bus wagon thing that
our caravan.
yeah, this thing is sick. And Camden's gonna be renting this thing out to bands after
We're the
this
maiden
run.
voyage too.
Yeah, making sure everything runs smooth. Any issues with it yet?
No, it's been great. We've been able to it's been like we're just another one of the buses. We're riding, I mean, Encephalum's in a new bandwagon coach thing, and Blind Guardian's in a full coach. So
Dude, that Encephalum thing, it looks like it's a military grade vehicle.
yeah, it's a new, I think
Like-
they called the Yoda coach. It's like the new bandwagon basically. But we're hanging in there with the big guys with our rig, and we've been great. Been warm at night, get to sleep, somewhere to hang out and everything. So
Yeah.
it's been perfect. Yeah, it's exactly what you need.
Yeah, this thing is sick. I'll toss a video somewhere, maybe in the Patreon. Well, I'll do a little video and show you around this thing.
Rig rundown.
Yeah, rig rundown of the bus, because
Yes.
dude, this thing's dope. And for any like small like independent touring band, the vehicle situation is never the best.
Right.
You know, and even how expensive bandwagons are, all I hear is that like there's no sleep, like they're so bumpy, and it's like it's terrible.
Yep.
Like so this is a fucking killer unit. You got fucking storage all on top. You got coffee maker, big ass TV, microwave. Like, dude, you got all the stuff. You'll see it all. I'll post it in the
Yep.
Patreon. Patreon.com/We're Talking Drums. Check it out.
Yes.
But yeah, so you've been getting lots of rest. You've been shredding every day.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We get to relax in here, and then been playing some really nice venues too. A lot of legendary ones. Like we played at the Palladium in Boston. That was pretty cool. I mean, for at least for me, some of these guys have played at all these bigger venues, but for me to play at some of these kind of legendary spots has been pretty awesome, and just get to rip a quick 30 minutes every night and play for some really awesome crowds. It's been really sweet.
Yeah, man. Now, in that 30 minutes, you don't do any blast beats whatsoever.
No, 0 blast beats, 0 beat downs, almost 0 breakdowns. There's a few breakdowns. But
There is. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of snare bombs, though. That
like
makes up
about
for the
like
blast beats.
100,000 snare bombs.
Yeah, we shake the place with snare bombs at least. So
yeah,
that
at
makes
least
up
you got
for it.
at least you got that. You got Don
Yeah, Donder.
got that. Don fucking riding the faders with the fucking snare bombs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whole set.
Yeah, super dope. And like insane amount of double kick. Do you, because like it's been a big thing talked about mid-tempo double bass drumming.
Right.
And how everybody struggles with it. Like people
Yeah.
can either do like the super super fast stuff or like slower stuff, but that mid tempo, and that is kind of like a lot of what Seven Kingdoms does.
Yes.
Is that something that you had to like work on and really drill to nail down? Because your kicks are tight as fuck. So
Thank you. Well, and yeah, I've honestly thought a lot about that, because especially coming from an Inhuman Condition tour that I got off of right before this one, which is a lot of fast kicks, and then coming to Seven Kingdoms where it's like slower power metal beats for most of the set. The mid-tempo stuff I think is harder to keep tight, because with the faster you can kind of just lock into like, whatever I swivel a lot, obviously, so I can lock into that a lot easier. But to stay steady on the slower ones, it's almost like there's a lot more empty space for you to get off.
yeah.
So
yeah.
I think those are harder for me to stay tight. Like when I get out here on the road, I'm like, damn, that's the kicker that I have to like be on top of. And honestly, it changes how I might set up myself, like how I set up my kit, how high I have my throne. Because like if I'm playing power metal stuff, I like to sit a little lower, because I can stay steady with my feet more if I'm picking them up a little more, I guess, if I'm lower.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's a one really specific one that I like that affects what I do every night. But the mid tempo stuff is probably the more like tedious to keep tight. with the power metal stuff for
Do
sure.
you find that you're using a lot more leg motion in that than ankle?
Absolutely. Like I'm not picking my whole foot up, but like I'm relying on feeling it through my whole leg rather than just, obviously no one can see my feet, but like just swiveling on the ball of my foot. Like I have to feel it. So I kind of use like, I'm feeling it through my, through my thigh, for these types of playing. So definitely.
Yeah. And, do you do like warm ups or anything like that for your feet?
Not as much, because really the warm-ups that I would do was to like get myself like loosened up, and that doesn't seem to be an issue as much for this. It's more like I try to stretch out a little bit, stuff like that, to make sure I'm not tight, especially for my hands. And that's another thing. I'll cramp up a lot doing the power metal beats in my hands, because you're just eighth notes the whole
Your right
set,
hand's
basically.
doing eighth notes like constantly.
Yeah, just
endlessly.
That's the whole set. But yeah, for the feet, I really don't warm up as much. It feels like it's an entirely different approach for the power metal stuff, because like I think as a metal drummer, your whole thing is like you just prepare to play fast and tight as well as you can. Yeah, but to play medium and tight, like it's not something you just sit and do like at home. But that's why like everyone will tell you like just get tight at the slower tempos.
Yeah, and the fast stuff will kind of come with that.
Yeah, right? I think maybe it's me personally, but I think a lot of people agree. It's like a lot, not even to say easier, but it happens a lot more naturally that the fast stuff will lock in. But to stay like really tight, like if you ever want to humble yourself, just listen to your isolated kicks tracks playing at 160. And
dude,
you'll hear how fucking difficult it is to keep those like asshole tight.
Right. Even
night.
Like put it on a grid and just see how much it staggers. Like when you're playing the beat and with the music, like everything kind of gets blurred a little bit.
Yeah.
But dude, especially using triggers though.
Yeah, you hear your triggers isolated at that tempo, you're gonna change how you think about and how you think about how you're playing for sure.
Right. Recording yourself and listening back to it, and even just like visually seeing it.
Yeah.
Like it makes you really think like, okay, I need to practice more.
Yeah. And that's just like that takes a lot of repetition to get tight with that stuff. Like that's why I say it's like a whole different approach to the fast stuff. Like it just takes playing that style, playing the song so many times, and like really locking into that, I guess, that technique and those tempos to like be tight every night in that style of playing.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And like a lot of the stuff is all the same, like roughly the same tempo as well.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's in like a very small kind of range.
Yeah.
You know? So at least like 3-4 shows in, like you're locked in to what you're doing. I could see like, because you literally did was it like a 2-week run with Inhuman Condition?
There's 9 shows, so about 9 a week shows. And some change.
Yeah. And then like literally right after that you started this tour.
Yeah, it was 3 days later I got on the Blind Guardian tour after doing Inhuman Condition. So it's like a absolute 180 from like pretty much caveman death metal drumming with a lot of like fast double kick.
A lot of thrash beats in there too.
Yeah, a lot of like Slayer beats. That's like there's a lot of consistencies in both sets. In the Inhuman stuff, it's a lot of thrash beats, like really fast, and a lot of sprints of double bass, and then really powerful just banging. And then come to the Seven Kingdoms set, it's straightforward power metal. The Duga Chaka, the
Duga Chaka
for basically the whole set,
dude.
And it's like a complete 180 of playing styles that just so happen to be back to back this time and in the same month.
Yeah, you get a couple of rehearsals in with the guys, or is it just like right in?
We got like, one with Seven Kingdoms. Yeah. I got back to Tampa after the Inhuman Condition and met up with Cam, and then the day before the first show in Fort Lauderdale, we practiced. That was it. Usually we do more, but we had played together recently. Like we had played a couple one-off shows in May, and then we had toured in March and February. So we're kind of recently we had played. So
and before that we did. We could backtrack. We did Unleash the Archers, and I was playing for Stryker in Europe in March, February. Right before that, we did the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise, which was a fucking blast.
It's a banger.
Dude, absolutely legendary. And then before that, we did like, I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks. I think it was 5 weeks.
It was like 26 shows with like, yeah, pretty much just like 6 weeks straight.
Yeah, in North America. Yeah.
In the bus or van, basically.
Yeah. We had a short bus.
Yeah, you guys had
there.
a short bus.
But yeah, and at least half the tour I did double sets. That was something. But there was like a solid, so from that tour started in November.
Yep.
To March. There wasn't, neither of us played a single show in there that like we weren't playing
that
together.
The other person wasn't at. The first show I played, it was Chicago in May of 25 this year.
Yeah.
At the Legions of Metal Festival. That was the first show I had played without Corey there since September of 24.
Yeah. Yeah.
So about 40 some shows, I think we were both there. So that was pretty crazy. That's the most shows I've ever played with someone who wasn't in my band.
Yeah, dude. I think same. Yeah. It was wild.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time.
Were you nervous? Were you like, I don't know?
Yeah. It's like I'm gonna be a different drummer or something.
Where am I gonna put the camera?
Yeah.
Like a drum cam.
Yeah,
you know?
basically.
Yeah. You didn't have 3 drum cams set up?
Didn't have multiple cameras, didn't have wasn't getting the board audio, all that stuff.
Right?
So, yeah.
Shooting you a mix after, like that was a good thing. By the end of the Europe tour, man, we were in such a groove of like what we were doing every day.
Just banging out content.
Yeah, that's
left and right.
And that's the thing. And I know like Austin and Archie talked about this in the episode I did with him, but he was just like, set up the camera every day.
Yep.
Every day. It doesn't matter. Not like, oh, I'm feeling really good tonight, I'm going to film, like, oh, it's going to be a big thing. Like, no, set it up every day, because all you need is that 1 minute, 2 minute, and then maybe you have a really good show, and then boom, you got content for weeks.
Yep.
But if you just like make it a habit to set up the camera, and that's basically what we did. I think there was only like maybe 3 shows on that whole tour that we didn't
at least set it up. Yeah.
And that was just because of time, and maybe we forgot to offload our phones and like all the like SD storage
getting in the
issues,
Yeah.
and it was just like, fuck it, or we'll do it tomorrow,
It's like at home going to the gym. Like the hardest part is just getting there, like going to the gym or something. Like just set it up, and then you have the video, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna post this 30-second clip, but like that 30 seconds is enough to have some content for your Instagram or something, and you never know what's gonna like be. It's just you just want to stack it up on your page basically, and have shit for people to see. So
and that's it.
It's worth it.
As a session drummer, because like in Seven Kingdoms and in Human Condition, you're just like a live session drummer at this point.
Yep.
Right? How important is it to be getting content while you're out on the road?
It's super important. I mean, in a lot of like, you can think about it for different ways. Like a lot of people will, go the route of like that's your resume sort of thing, like people seeing your Instagram and stuff, which definitely is part of it. Like people are going to see your Instagram, see that you are actually doing stuff. But I also think it's less about, oh, I can see this guy's really good on social media, because most people in their right mind aren't just basing their decisions for their band off of what they see on someone's social media. They've probably met you before in person, or they probably know someone who knows you to verify that, you can do the job, things like that. If you're thinking about strictly new gig standpoint, like getting new gigs and stuff like that. But it's important for that. And then it's important to, I think, to show what you're doing, to show that you're out there, that you're working, that you're, you can promote yourself, that you can, that you're documenting and doing all this work out there. I think that's a big part of it too.
Right. And it is kind of cool, like when you get off tour and you got like a couple weeks off or something like that, and then you can like even just like go back for your own sake and you can go back and be like, oh yeah, fuck, I remember this show. Because sometimes like a whole tour kind of, for me anyways, like the older I get, the worse my memory is. So like I like having my Instagram page there so I can go back and just scroll down and be like, oh fuck, I remember this show, and like, oh fuck, I've dropped a stick right there. You know,
Yep.
like I like posting the shitty parts too.
No,
like when I
absolutely.
just absolutely biff a part, you know,
Yeah.
like just post that, you know,
Yeah.
like whatever.
No, absolutely. And then it's like, I've noticed too, which it may seem like a smaller thing, but like I think the most improvements I've ever made in my playing are from after watching myself play, because most people will tell you like just record yourself playing all the time, because you just it's sometimes super humbling to watch yourself on a, whether it's like a video recording or if it's multi-tracks from a set. That's the biggest thing. I think like seeing myself playing, I've made the most improvements live from that. Like seeing things that I'm like, well, this wasn't like, you know, this fill was that, or I want to be more even in this part. Like noticing things that I can think ahead about in my playing, you know, not to like obsess about them or think too much to the point where I'm messing up live, but like understanding things I want to work on. Because when you're playing live, it goes by like that. You don't have time to think about, other than the obvious things, like if you mess up a part or you drop a stick or some shit, but you don't have time to think about like, all right, well, this one I got off a little bit, or I rushed, or I was a little uneven here, or I got a little sloppy here. You don't have time to think about that because the set goes by so quick. So for me, watching videos of myself playing, I've made a lot of improvements in my playing from that.
Yeah, definitely. You can really critique it. Like in the moment, like, yeah. And it's the same aspect from like from the fans' point of view as well.
Yeah.
Like you make a slight mistake and you just fucking dwell on it.
Yep.
You know? Meanwhile, the fan, like everyone in the audience didn't notice that.
No.
Didn't notice that you were like a fucking 30-second note off on that one kick part.
No.
You know?
Even if they
But
heard something was off, they're like, what? Oh, and then they forget
next
about
part.
it. Yeah.
Then there's like a sick vocal
Because they don't know what it's
line, and
supposed to
that
sound
catches
like.
their attention, you know?
Like, if you don't know the part, you don't know that was a mistake. You just might have not understood what was going on. So most people are not going to sit there and be like, he fucked up. They're just going to be like, even if they notice something, they're like, oh, that was weird. And then it's gone.
Yeah. So you can't dwell on it, but also you do need to recognize that and make an effort to improve on it, because we're always trying to be the best that we could possibly be.
Well, that's the
right?
best thing about being like, not even just a session drummer, or like if you're like someone's live guy, but just being a drummer in general. Like if you're making a career out of this, you're your own boss of your playing. So like you got a long career to make improvements. You can make it at whatever pace you want. Like you're not you're not in a band where you have a band leader or some shit. It's not high school. Like you see things that you want to get better, you can just do it. Like you can just decide, like, I'm going to work on this now, I'm going to work on that. You can build your own, you know, routine of how you improve on how you play, how you set up for shows. Like that's probably the best thing. Like you and your playing are your own business, your own, you know, your own boss, you're your own entity. So you know, seeing things you want to work on and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that goes for anyone across the board. Even if you play in a band or anything like that, there's always like we're always gonna be students. There's never a point as a musician that you stop learning, right? And especially as drummers. So if it's a nice thing to be like, oh, like I want to learn this, you know, outside of like what bands you play in or anything. And I've talked to other guys about this too, about how when you're touring so much and you're just playing the same set, or you're playing songs by like the same bands, or in your case, like multiple bands, you learn their sets and then you're just drilling those endlessly. And you kind of start to fall out of love with the instrument because you're not being creative with it anymore. You're just playing the same parts over and over. So setting yourself up and like being like, I'm going to practice today. I'm not playing to a click track. I'm not playing to like any backing tracks, nothing. Like I'm just going to like work on these chops or like work on this cool groove or something like that and just sit down and just play.
Yep. That's the most sustainable way to be a great musician. Because if you think of any guy, any guy or person you think of who's like a musician, who's like legendary or remarkable, they're older, or they've been doing it their whole life. They didn't treat it their whole life like work. They didn't just do it like, I'm going to practice this gig and I'm going to practice this gig. Like, you look at someone who's been doing it for a while and who's made it work as a musician, not just as like a business person. They just kept playing because they love it. Like, they get that good because they're playing all day, every day, but they do that because they love it. You can't just force yourself to play for 5 hours a day because you want to be really good. You just do that because you love it. So you have to still find some way to be playing because you enjoy it if you want to like actually make it sustainable as a musician, not just like a band member or a businessman or whatever.
Yeah, and that kind of comes to the point of like, if you are just forcing yourself to practice and get really good, and then you get on tour and you expect it to be like this super fun thing and everything, it's like, no, if you don't like playing drums, you're not gonna like playing drums on tour. Like, it's like so much worse.
Yep.
Like you're just playing the same thing over and over.
Yes.
And and no matter how big a tour you're doing in a bus or flight, like no matter how big your band is that you're touring with and how much money you're making, it's still fucking hard.
Yep, it's work no matter what.
Yeah.
And I was just talking with the guys about that the other day. It's especially for drummers, because someone was giving me a hard time for noodling around at sound check. But it's like, as a drummer, tour means that you literally only get to play drums for 30 minutes a day, once a day, and you only get to play this. Like, you get to play your set.
Yeah, you got like 5-6 songs. That's it.
That's all the music you get to play for a month. Like, you don't get to jam. You don't just get to pick up. Like, I can't just pick up, like a guitar player can just pick up their guitar if they just want to have fun for a little bit and play
and they
something.
got fucking like iRigs and like you can plug your guitar into your phone and get like a sick tone out of it, or your computer or whatever. It's easy. Like, even like pads are one thing, like to practice and get your hands warmed up, but it's not the same as like hitting a drum.
Nope, it's different. So like, basically as a drummer, you are just working for that whole month. You don't get to just play for fun. You don't get to jam with the, like, it's a lot of fun to play shows, obviously, but it's just different. You don't just get to sit down and play.
Right.
So, as much fun as tour can be, it is work. Like, you don't get to really reset, even if you're in a bus or if you're in a van or whatever you are. If you get to sleep in a hotel, like, you don't get to go home. You don't get to go see your family or your girlfriend or whatever. You basically do this, you're doing the same thing every day. It can get on you. So you have to still, you have to find ways to treat it as something fun and try to relax with it. It's hard to be super serious and, on yourself hard when you're out on the road, because you're going to end up hating it.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you don't like it on the road, you get home and then you don't like practicing either. It's like, and then you end up like falling out of love with the instrument, and then you pack it in.
Yep.
Which honestly, it makes room for the people who do love it.
Yeah.
So
that's the people that are able to sustain it. It's not for everyone. That's why, like, that everyone says that, but it's very true. Like, it's super hard to maintain this.
All of a sudden it cuts here and then we're like somewhere else.
That's just how it is, man.
We'll do it what it is. Yeah. Yeah, man. Speaking of doing it for the love of the game, like,
you got to deal with a lot of stuff. It's hard to be super serious and be like anal when you're on the road. I mean, some people can make it work, or if they just happen to be in a situation where you can have special, requirements. If you're once you make it to where you're in a big band or whatever, and you can have, special accommodations. But no matter what, tour is hard. Yeah. So you gotta adjust your mindset if you want to make it work.
Yeah, basically, man. And like, you always got to be going with the flow.
Yes.
Like, as soon as, like, I've known some people who are just like so set in their routine. And yes, there is a routine on tour, 100%. You know, like you're loading in, you're setting up, you're sound checking. Sometimes those times like change slightly, but for the most part, it's pretty routine, right?
Yeah.
But some people just can't deal with like getting a wrench thrown in there. Like, oh fuck, like we broke down. You know?
Yep. Sounds like the fucking roof is coming down
Jets are flying over. Welcome to Toronto, brother.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, then it's like every tour is like the mold, the blueprint is there every day, but what fills it in is completely different. So it's like there is a routine, but there's also it's completely different every day. Like you're gonna get to a venue at the similar time. You're gonna load in. You're gonna sound check. You're gonna play, and then you're gonna hang out, and then you're gonna leave. But like everything in between that can be different too. So there's always something different. There's always issues, but
it's kind of like organized chaos.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. That's the right word for it.
Yeah, I did, and I love it. I thrive in chaos. So like I always feel at home on tour.
I think generally the people that kind of settle in on tour do like you thrive and grow in like just, you know, the world burning around you sometimes is what it can feel like on tour. And you usually come back from every tour with like you've gained a lot of like self-confidence or like problem solving skills, like ability to be level-headed and just kind of go with the flow, keep things moving, things like that. There's a lot of different aspects that you come back with improved after a tour.
Yeah. I will say like the last couple years of touring, definitely before that, I would just be in shambles. My body would take such a beating from drinking endlessly.
That's another aspect of it.
That is a big aspect. Yeah.
It's hard to stay healthy on tour, and then there's the party aspect if that's a situation you're in.
Right? Yeah. There's always been, especially in Europe, dude.
Yep.
Europe.
A lot of partying going on.
A lot of partying. And I stay far away from it. At least until the tour's over.
Except for the last show. Or the last
day. Yeah. But we don't need to talk about that. Speaking of abusing your body, though, how are your hands holding up this great. Tour, man?
I've taped them every show.
Oh, yeah?
I've taped up the fingers, so they're fine now.
Yeah, no like major blisters, no blood
I'm pretty
leaking
infamous
everywhere.
for having just absolutely disgusting looking hands after one show, but that's usually because I don't tape them for the first show, and I'll get a blister that bleeds and rips my skin up, and I'll have to deal with it the rest of the tour because it can never heal, but I taped them the whole time, so now they're just like calloused over and they're fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me feel like I am not playing like heavy enough because like I rarely ever get blisters, like ever.
Well, I always say that the tape, the Vic tape is a big part of it because that rubber rubs a part of your finger that the stick wouldn't be doing that. And I think the way I play, I kind of let the stick just like rest in my hand. I'm not even gripping it that tight all the time.
Yeah.
But here we got the dueling interview going.
Oh shit. And we're back.
We're back.
That's it.
Brief intermission.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so glad that we're back doing We're Talking Drums.
Absolutely.
You know, because I feel like the people need it.
Yes.
You know?
You need more drum content in the world.
More drummers talking about drum things. Mm-hmm. You know? So, gear. What kit you playing on this tour?
It's a absolutely ancient Pearl Export.
Pearl Export?
Yeah.
You're rocking the PX?
Yeah,
what?
Pearl Export. And then the second kick is a Yamaha Oak Custom from like the year.
Two different kick drums?
Yes. The year like 2005, I think. That's the situation you get when you rely on the guitar player who's in charge of everything to organize the kit. Is you get a Pearl Export with a Yamaha Custom and D-drum hardware that falls apart.
Oh, like you got the D-drum again?
Yeah.
Buddy, I gotta hook you up with Mapex. We gotta get you.
We
gotta get you some support,
get something, man.
brother.
Like, 'cause I'm dying out here. I'm telling you, like I make it work, and it's like I'm the kid that is like at baseball or whatever with like hand-me-down bat and like glove falling apart, but to not toot my own horn, that is still still putting them over the fence and hitting home runs and whatnot.
Right.
With the shitty gear, but yeah, it's that situation. So nothing too crazy. I mean, every tour, it's especially as a live drummer, you're using you're not really going to ship your kit around the world, so you're using whatever you can either rent or get your hands on. So, but it sounds good, and we got a good sound guy, so the drums always sound good. And I've got my core slew of gear, my trick pedals.
Pro 1Vs.
Yes, the trick endorsement is nice, and then Vic Firth sticks. Got Zildjian cymbals, all brand new, except for the hi-hats, which are pretty, they're still rocking, so.
Did I tell you that when I got home from the last tour, I noticed that my Zildjian 14-inch A-Customs were cracked?
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
like
you
the same type of crack
hi-hats.
that you had on that tour. Yeah.
Well, those are the same hi-hats that I'm using right now, and it looks like I got hungry and took a chunk out of them.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you'll love to see them.
Oh, dude.
But everyone who knows me, I usually am rocking something that's broken on tour, just because I'm a broke 22-year-old playing drums, so I'm not always gonna have the just gonna use some broken stuff sometimes. You got to make it work.
You know what you need to do? You need to invest in a Dremel. So that way, when you get a crack, you can easily just like on the road, you can just plug it into like your power unit, and
that's what I've heard.
It stops from cracking.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. A lot of guys do. So I have to keep improving that my ability to make use of my broken shit. But yeah, that's kind of the gear. All my A-Custom cymbals, trick pedals, Vic Firth sticks.
Your snare is a Pearl export snare?
Yes, I believe so. I think I don't know if it's the one that came with the kit, but it's a Pearl snare.
Okay, and you got that thing like nice and tight, and
yeah, it's tight. I mean, it's got it's got the nice Evans Evans head, Evans HD dry as usual.
HD dry represent,
of course. And it's coming through, with rock and snare bombs, so it sounds just as it needs to be.
Oh hell yeah! Well, when you got Don fucking mixing, you can. I'm sure he can make any snare sound fucking sick.
Oh yeah. Don makes the drums sound. I've watched all the live videos. The drums sound great every night, no matter what we're using. So sometimes it's just how it is. You got a bit of a scuffed setup, but if you make it work and make it sound good, then that's all that matters.
Right. Yeah. And I've listened to the raw tracks. I would have not guessed that is a Pearl export kit. So
yeah.
And I think when it comes down to it as well, like yes, the kit quality, the type of wood, the heads, the tuning, all of that kind of plays a factor, but also the biggest factor is how you hit the drum.
Absolutely.
Right? So with you and how hard you hit and like consistently, I think that almost any kit you play on
can make it work.
Like you're gonna make it work. It's gonna sound good.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how it would be great to be, a gear junkie about the kit too, have the perfect kit set up, but sometimes you just gotta, like we were talking about, you gotta just kind of get along, make it work on tour, especially with the kit you're using, but it does sound good, so that's what matters.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's wrap this up because you got to get to set up and sound check and all that type of fun stuff.
Yeah, we're getting close to that time. But
yeah. So I got a question for you.
Yes.
I'm trying to think in my head which one I want to ask you first. All right. I don't know if we did this last time when we talked, but say your home practice space, whatever, is on fire. Right? Scenario. Like,
wouldn't be surprised.
All of a sudden, everything's in flames. You have enough time to grab one piece of gear.
Oh, wow.
One thing from your home setup. What are you grabbing and running out of what are you running into the flames to get?
Man, I gotta think about it. I think I might sound like a typical young modern metalhead kid, but I'm probably grabbing the Joey Jordison snare. Slipknot snare, because
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
only piece of gear I really have any attachment to. Like everything, I just play on a Pearl Export at home too.
Yeah.
Which is, it's worked out great. My dad bought it for me when I was a kid, and I've had it since then. But that one's the only one that it's like, it's still got like, you know, it's actually got the Slipknot S on it and everything. And Joey Jordison was like the first drummer I ever tried to play like, or tried to learn their parts, and he basically made me want to get a double pedal and start playing metal music.
Yeah.
So I'd probably grab the snare, because I can get new, you know, I've got, you know, I can get new pedals with the, you know, with Trick, and I can get, you know, I always get new cymbals anyway. I want to get a new kit anyway. So yeah, I'd probably have to grab the snare.
That's a great fucking answer. Yeah, and it's always, I always try to like instill in the guests, like, dude, what has like sentimental attachment?
If I'm running into fire for anything,
get after, you know, like money aside. Money, you can rebuy cymbals, you can rebuy pedals, you know. Everything. Speaking, are you gonna get a new set of pedals?
I don't know. Mine have been working very nice.
Yeah.
So I haven't even really thought about it.
God, I really want a new set.
Yeah.
I think I want the Pro 1Vs, but
yeah, you
like,
got to get up to,
or the
up
Black
to date.
Widows. Dude,
Right.
my pedals are so old, man. They're rough.
Gotta get off those.
I gotta get new ones, but what I want a little bit of custom work done.
Right.
That I want like footboards black with maybe a
carbon
custom logo
Yeah.
in gold, and then like get like the spring adjustment gold, like, so it's like black and gold, like everything, you know, because they had the Black Widows that are like black and red, and they have black and green and stuff like that. I want black and gold.
No, you got
So,
to. That would be
Drake,
sweet too.
Do it up for me.
Yep.
Just like make them and send them. It would be super dope.
Get
you
us
know?
going.
Yeah, like let's go.
Let's get some cool shit
matching
going.
pairs.
Yeah.
You know? Come on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really dope. Yeah, I need new pedals so bad.
Right. No, you
I
got to
just
get
got
up
new
to date.
bias rods. Have you changed your bias rods?
No.
You should.
No, I haven't really done much to those. I use them exactly how they came, like 2 years ago, basically.
Okay. I will just suggest take them apart and like look at the bias rods, because over time they will wear in the
I
spot,
have heard
and then
that.
so you'll notice that they get much smoother when you get new bias rods put in.
That's probably something I should think about.
Yeah, I just got new bias rods in, and it just like,
I tend to be a
fucking
bit of a
night and
caveman
day.
with gear. I kind of just use it until I can't anymore, and I don't always get super scientific with my adjustments and everything, but
yeah.
sometimes I got to.
That's kind of how I was until I was just like, well, I'm going to do some upgrades because I'm bored.
Yeah.
And like, I think that my shitty playing is because my pedals are old. And then I changed everything. I'm like, no, I'm still shitty. Like, oops. Okay, I guess I'm
That's
just
how it goes for everybody.
They're like smoother, but still like terrible.
It's always
like,
the gear.
Yeah. No, it's always the gear until
Yep.
you upgrade all the gear and you realize
Can always upgrade more gear and still blame it.
that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, blame it on the gear.
Always.
Was that one of the ins for this year from Travis?
Oh yeah, it was definitely blaming gear.
Yeah, blame
That's always
everything
in.
on the gear. That's every year.
Yep.
Yeah. I had another one too. Another question. And now, okay, I remembered.
Yes.
Worst on stage disaster. What's the worst thing that has ever happened while you were on stage playing a set?
Oh man. Well, I don't know. I don't feel like I've never had one that's like catastrophic. Like there's been some where like either myself or someone like crashed a song, like, you know, crashed and burned, or like some gear or something. Man, I really got to
The
rack
only thing
my
I
brain
can think
for
of
it.
is I forget what show it was, but your pedal stripped and like the beater.
Yeah, that was probably up there, man. And
We had to-
we were in like
All right, I cannot remember.
not
where-
Winnipeg, but
No, that wasn't Saskatoon.
it might have been. It was the Thanksgiving show. Like, so exactly this time last year.
Oh, this
Where,
is Thanksgiving episode. FY.
Yeah, basically.
I totally forgot about that.
Thanksgiving
aspect.
was 2 days ago. Yeah.
Well, this is Thanksgiving weekend, American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We're filming this in November. What day is it? The 29th?
29th.
Of November. And don't you do like a Thanksgiving Monday or something too? Or is it just Friday?
No, that's Thanksgiving's on Thursday. There's Black Friday.
Black Friday, then Cyber Monday. Those are not
Monday.
real holidays, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how your American stuff works, man.
I know.
You know?
But yeah, the disaster. Yeah, that was probably one of the worst ones where my basically the
dude, I think that was Winnipeg.
I think it might have been. Winnipeg.
I think it might have happened in Regina the night before. And then
but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and then at sound check, we tried to like fucking like really tape it up in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And get it done, and it kind of half worked, and then you got a new piece shipped to you.
Yeah, so like basically we were like the the part that holds the beater on my trick pedals was stripped, so I could not tighten the beater in whatsoever. So the only thing holding it was tape, and that night it basically flew out while I was playing. So there was like 3 people trying to get up there and absolutely strap this beater into my pedal so that it could play, and the only thing that saved me was using foot blaster triggers, because I could still push on the pedal and hit the trigger with no beater, even though it felt insane. Like that's an insane way to play. That's the most bizarre way to play when there's actually no beater, but you're still hearing a kick because you're still hitting the foot blaster with the pedal.
That's wild, because you have nothing stopping you, so you kind of have to stop yourself.
Yeah, you're basically just smashing into the trigger. That's like there's
probably breaking.
Yeah, probably destroying it.
Yeah.
But that was probably the worst, because it's like I could do nothing. Like no one, like the beater was not staying. It flew out like 3 times. If that would have been a bigger show, like I mean, you know, none of the shows were like. It wasn't like we were in a theater for. You know, thousands of people on that tour, where it would have been this is really embarrassing.
I do remember Winnipeg was one of the busier shows. Like it was like a 200 cap room, but it was like it was almost sold out.
Yeah, it was like it was a bigger show, like that was it's just embarrassing to have things like that, like to where I'm just like staring at my pedals, like I physically can't do anything. But that was probably one of the worst ones, I'd say. Yeah.
And because you guys are on a click that like just runs the whole set, you're kind of like,
and I'm not in control of it at all.
We have literally like 11 seconds between songs. Go. Like, yeah.
And I'm not in control of that click, so I can't just like stop it and fix stuff. So yeah, that was a bad one. Any of those gear things I think have been the worst. But that was like where something just completely falls apart while playing. That was the worst one.
Yeah. I was there.
Yep.
So,
yeah, you were on the front lines for. I had like 3 other drummers trying to help.
Just fucking gaff like
just
as much
strap
as possible.
it in this fucking beater so I could try to finish the set. It was insane.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yep.
But hey, we finished it. We've got through the tour, fucking barely.
Yeah. Stryker didn't. But
Stryker didn't. That's right.
Yeah. Not even everyone made it through that tour. That's how much of a grinder it was.
Yeah, we had some casualties, brother. Like that was we always say at the beginning, it's just like, dude, just no casualties. And then
there were some casualties.
Yeah, there were
Boys
some
did
casualties.
not make it back.
Yeah, but then we went to Miami and we got to play in the sun for a little bit.
Right.
So that was super sick.
Yep.
So
no, that was still a fun tour, and then we made it through that to enjoy Europe with the bros.
Yeah,
the
man.
ultimate Dem Boys tour.
Dude, it was. It'll never happen again. Like that was a once in a lifetime fucking thing, brother.
Ultimate tour vibes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, we're done here. That's it. Happy Thanksgiving. This won't come out for a couple months probably.
Right.
So happy New Year.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. All of that fun stuff.
Yep.
Dude, Colton, thanks for fucking chatting today, man.
Thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it. I'm glad we finally made it back up here so we can hang out and do this and get to see the show and everything tonight.
Hell yeah. Now I get to, I'm going to go drum tech for you.
Yeah. After a year straight of doing it for each other on every show, basically.
Right? Yeah. I know you've been missing me on this tour, so I figured I'd come out at least for a day and we can,
it's been crazy.
Yeah. It'll be sick, dude.
All right.
Thanks,
man. Thank you, man.